Papa Chagall. Tell us a story.
The twins were looking for their grandfather. He wasn't in the woodshed. He wasn't with the goats. He wasn't feeding the chickens. "Hey, you two," said Papa Chagall. "I'm in here. I'm in my studio." The studio was full of wonderful pictures. The twins saw a pink goat and a green man, a weird cat on a windowsill, and a magical circus at night. "Now then," said Papa Chagall, "it's time to get back to work." Papa Chagall, tell us a story, Papa Chagall." "A story?" said Papa Chagall. "Well, let's see. Did I tell you about when I was a little boy? We lived in a topsy-turvy town by a river. My mother and father had 9 children, and they were very poor, but we were the happiest family in the whole of Russia." "You were always happy, Papa Chagall," said the twins. "My mother had a tiny shop. She was always giving me little treats, a hard-boiled egg or a raw herring." "Yuck," said the twins. "Of course, she loved all her children, but I think she liked me best of all because I had curly hair and a twinkly smile." "You still have curly hair," said the twins, "and a twinkly smile, too." We didn't have a TV or even a radio. But in the evening, all the family played music, and we told each other magical stories. But there was one thing I loved more than anything. Can you guess what that was?
No.
"You loved painting," said the twins. "Exactly," said Papa Chagall. "I painted everything I saw and everything I dreamed of." "These pictures are very peculiar," said my father. "Look, here is a purple cow with an umbrella. Here is an old man flying over the rooftops." "Leave him alone," said my mother. "His paintings make me happy." "Let's settle this once and for all," said my father. "There is a big art school in the town. Let's ask the teacher if these paintings are any good." Next day, my mother collected a pile of my paintings. She took me by the hand and led me to the big art school. The teacher was a very serious man. "Were you scared, Papa Chagall?" said the twins. I was so scared, I hid behind my mother's skirt. The serious teacher stared at my paintings. He looked at the purple cow and the flying man. Then all of a sudden he began to smile. "These paintings are funny," he said, "but they are very, very good. You must come to the art school and show everyone how to paint purple cows." "How can he go to art school?" said my mother. "We don't have a single bean." "This boy is so talented, I will pay for him to come to art school," said the teacher. "And that's how I became a painter," said Papa Chagall. "And I'm still painting now. At least I would be if you 2 monkeys weren't distracting me." Then it was time for lunch. They sat in the sunshine and ate bread and cheese and apples. Papa Chagall, tell us a story, Papa Chagall." "A story," said Papa Chagall. "Well, let's see. Did I tell you how I met your granny?" One day, I was coming home and I saw a girl standing on a bridge. Her name was Bella, which means beautiful. As soon as I saw her, I knew that Bella was the one for me. "I will come and see you on your birthday," she told me. A few weeks later, I was painting in my room. I had forgotten it was my birthday. Then Bella knocked on the door. She was carrying a bunch of flowers. "Don't move," I said. "Stay where you are." "Why?" said Bella. "Because I want to paint a picture of you holding the flowers." And that's how I met your granny. Look, come inside. I'll show you the painting I made. It's called The Birthday. "Why are you flying?" said the twins. "We are flying because we are so happy," said Papa Chagall. "We got married, and things got better still. People began to like my funny paintings, with the strange colors and the flying animals. We went to live in Paris. Then the best thing of all happened. Can you guess what it was?" "Bella had a baby!" shouted the twins. "Yes, we had a baby girl, and we called her Ida. We were the happiest family in the whole of France. And that was our mommy, said the twins. At the end of the day, Papa Chagall tucked them into bed. Papa Chagall, tell us a story, Papa Chagall. A story, said Papa Chagall. Well, let's see. Did I tell you how we ran away? When Ida was growing up, there was a war. Everyone was frightened and everyone was sad. Some bad people came. They hated me and they did not like my paintings. They made an exhibition of paintings by me and my friends just so people could laugh at us. Then you weren't happy, were you, Papa Chagall? No, said Papa Chagall. I was not happy at all. The bad people burned houses and we had to take a boat and run away to America. Your mother was very brave. She looked after us. She collected all my paintings and put them safely in boxes. All the way to America she sat on the boxes so that no one would touch them. But I was scared for my family and friends. I couldn't speak English and I became lonely. I made lots of paintings about war. I was the saddest painter in the whole of America. Then the twins looked at Papa Chagall. His twinkly smile had gone. He didn't seem happy anymore. He kissed them good night and put out the light. In the night, the twins had scary dreams about burning houses and frightened people. They woke up crying, Papa Chagall, tell us a story, Papa Chagall. A story, said Papa Chagall. Well, let's see. Did I tell you how I became rich and famous? When the war was over, people were fed up with being sad. They wanted something to make them happy again. They looked at my paintings with the purple cows and the flying people, and it made them smile. People started buying my paintings for a lot of money. I became a famous artist. I met lots of other famous artists. Soon, I was a very rich man. People asked me to make big colored windows and huge paintings for the theater and the ballet, and they let your mother design the costumes. I was the happiest painter in the world. I made lots of pictures of people flying high above the rooftops. I wish we could fly, Papa Chagall. Guess what? Said Papa Chagall. You can fly. In your imagination and in your paintings and your dreams, you can fly as high as you want. Then the twins fell asleep, and they dreamed happy dreams about flying high in the sky with Papa Chagall. They didn't wake until the sun came through the curtains, and the rooster jumped up on the window. And where was Papa Chagall, with his curly hair and his twinkly eyes? I'm in here, said Papa Chagall. I'm painting in my studio. Papa Chagall, tell us a story, Papa Chagall.
Mark Chagall, 1887 to 1985.
Born to Hasidic Jewish parents in Vitebsk, part of what used to be known as White Russia, now Belarus, his father was a poor herring merchant and his mother kept a tiny shop in a front room. Mark, with his curly hair and sparkling blue eyes, was the oldest of 9 children. He began drawing and painting at an early age, and the highly traditional teacher at the local art school was said to be so amazed at Chagall's use of color and imagery that he offered him free tuition. In spite of this, the poor student had to paint on old curtains and even his own shirts instead of canvas. In 1909, the handsome young man fell in love with Bella Rosenfeld, who became his beloved wife and muse for more than 30 years. The birth of their daughter, Ida, seemed to complete their happiness. The Chagall family moved to Paris, then Berlin, where Mark's extraordinary images of flying figures and scenes from Russian folklore were becoming popular. Unfortunately, they also attracted the attention of the Nazis, who burned several of his canvases, and in 1937, Chagall's work was included in the Degenerate Art Exhibition, which was designed to ridicule Jewish art. Chagall was so wrapped up in his painting that he did not wake up to the appalling dangers of anti-Semitism until Ida, newly married, begged her parents to flee to New York. She packed many of Chagall's greatest works into packing cases, which she guarded during the passage. In spite of his growing reputation, Chagall was never happy in America, and, although fluent in Russian, Yiddish, and French, he refused to learn English. This was the lowest point of Chagall's life. As he heard about the suffering of Jews in Europe, his devoted wife, Bella, became ill and died in 1944. Chagall finally settled in St. Paul de Vence in the south of France with his second wife, Vava Brodsky. Alongside his close neighbors, Matisse and Picasso, he became established as one of the greatest artists of the 20th century. Marc Chagall continued working until his 97th year. People still flock to galleries and museums all over the world to see the vibrant work of Marc Chagall, the man who told stories